So now we're going to do another pie, mini pie, with cherry filling that you can get the recipe at www.stuffedinthemiddle.com. And we're starting with our cup again, that's 4 inches across. And then we also will need, I have a little round decorator's tip, and they're about a 1/2 inch across. Because we're going to use this as a cherry cutout, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a few minutes. But if you have another little circle cutout, you can use that too. You'll see what we're looking to do in just a minute. But we're going to start by putting in our bottom layer of pie crust into the muffin tin. So I'm using my 4-inch cutter, and then I'm going to stretch my dough just a little bit to get it down into the muffin tin. And I'm not preparing my muffin tin with anything. It's just a kind of a non-stick Wilton pan. And I'm just going to push it down with my thumbs, pressing it up and having a little bit of a lip so that I can adhere my top of my mini pie to the lip. But we're just going to press it down. And then we have our prepared cherry pie filling. We've added a little something extra to it to make it taste super good. But I'm going to pile it in here and have it mound just a bit so we have that nice rounded top when we're all done. So now I'm going to need to open another package because this was from another one. And I'm going to roll this out and make the top. So here we are. I'm going to set this aside. Oops, it's still pretty cold, so I'm going to have to give this another few minutes and then we'll be back. Thanks. So now we're going to start making our embellishments for the top of our pie crust, and I'm using the decorator tip, and I'm going to try to make some cherry leaves, and I'm going to try to make them a little bit larger. So let's see if this will work. Oopsie. So we have kind of a half moon shape that then you can pinch the ends to make it look like a cherry leaf. We're going to do that again here and pop it out and pinch the ends.
That's just a half circle?
Just a half circle
okay.
From our decorator tip. And then I'm going to just take a pinch of dough and I'm going to roll it like you did Play-Doh back in the day and make a little snake so we can make our cherry stems.
About how long do they need to be?
I would say about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. We can always cut them shorter if we need to. So again, I'm going to make 2 of those. And when we make our top pie dough, we're going to cut out circles with this, and you're going to see that red yummy cherry filling through to make it look like you have cherries right on top of your pie. And yet it vents your pie so you don't have a blowout where the pie filling comes out the seams of your pie crust. So here we go, and we can't really assemble it yet until we have our top crust ready to go, but we'll be back to do that in just a minute. Okay, so we have a little bit of pie dough that I had left over from before that I've rolled out that I'm going to use for the top of our mini cherry pie. And here I am with my 4-inch cup again, and I'm going to just cut the top right out of this. There we go. I'm going to take away the excess because I don't need that right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut my design out of the top, which is also our vent. And I'm going to do it mostly towards the center, a little bit lower than the center. I take that out and set it aside. And another one right next to it.
Do you think that you could use those to form your leaves? Cut those in half?
Totally. You could use these to make your leaves if you wanted to, because we would just pinch the ends on those and you'd have an even fatter leaf. So either way. And then you're going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick it up at this point before we start decorating and get my placement right on here. And look at that, 2 cherries filled out those spaces. Adorable. And then I'm going to crimp my edges before I decorate it, so if I have some overlap, I know how much space I have. So I'm just going to pinch these together like this. moving around my pie, putting my finger in the space I already made and then another one right next to it. So I have a nice fluted edge. A nice pinch down and kind of squeeze together all the way around.
It's looking at me.
It is looking at you. It's so excited. Oops. And we have some coming out right now, so I'm going to stop that timer. And we'll pop that out. Oh, yes. This is our lattice pie. Oops, we had a little bit of leakage there, but isn't that stunning? Anybody would be happy to get that pie on 4th of July. So I'm going to set that up here. Let it finish cooling. And then we're going to move on to putting our stems on our cherries. And in fact, I think these are a little long, so I'm going to take them out down to about 1 inch. So I'm going to just press this on, kind of move it around, and then pinch this one down to 1 inch as well. And I'm going to lay that down too. And then your stem, or your leaves, excuse me, we're going to put that leaf right on there.
Try and keep my shadow up.
Oh, sure. And then we can do another leaf over to the other side, or we can just put it right up next to the first one. Sorry, my fingers are getting in the way there. There we go. There's our cherries. Now I'm going to paint that with a little bit of milk to make sure that dough sticks right on there and doesn't come off. Whoops. Be careful when you're doing this not to pull up that cherry pie filling and have it get all over the top of your beautiful pie. And then we're going to dust this with some sparkling sugar. Give it a little more glamour. A little bling right on your pie. Look, I did what I said not to do.
Sparkling sugar.
Sparkling sugar, excuse me. Bolton Sprinkles white sparkling sugar. And we're just going to put that right on top. And try not to get it on the edges of your pie, just on the center part. Of course, some will get out with there, but this will be really pretty.
Why is that? Does it burn if it's on the...
You know, the edges do get darker. I just think it's prettier to keep it in the center. So there it is.
Okay, good reason.
So we're going to go ahead and stick this in the oven for 15 minutes on 425, and then you're going to have a perfect mini pie.